Hi guys, welcome back to the Belinda Norm podcast. I have a very special guest today, and she is a fellow small business owner for Komas Beauty. For some of you guys don't know, besides making YouTube videos and things like that, I also have my own small business. So I thought for this episode would be a very exciting way to chat with another fellow small business owner and how she became to be where she is now and how she started, and basically get a little bit insight of what she's learned and what some of the things that she has challenged with. So I am going to introduce Sarah. Sarah is the CEO of Komas Beauty, and I'm going to let her do her introduction and just tell us about yourself, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from the Maldives, and I lived in London for like 4 years. I mean 5 years, from 2014 to 2019, and then before that, I lived in Sri Lanka for 5 years. So I was away from Maldives for 10 years, and then I got back, and then I worked at a salon, and that's where I got the idea to make my own makeup brand.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. That was actually my next question before you're going to get into it. But don't worry. We're good. So this is Sarah, everyone. Pleased to have you on the podcast and featuring as well. So just like how you kind of briefly explained a little bit already, but like so a little bit more of like your background before you launched Komas Beauty. Am I saying that right?
Yes. Komas.
Yeah. Komas. Okay.
Yeah. I studied sociology in London.
Okay.
When I was living there, and then later I didn't really pursue that. And then I came back. Once I came back here after graduating, I started working at the salon as an intern. And then right now I work at the airport. So I'm just trying different things out while my side hustle is Komas.
Okay, so how long has it been since you launched Komas?
It's been 2 years. So I launched it on October 2020, but the work for that started in like 2019, end of 2019. But because of the pandemic, the launch got pushed back a year. So that was quite challenging, but at the same time, I feel like it was the right time. It was right after everything opened up over here, and then I chose October 25th because it was my old cat's birthday.
Are you a cat's lover?
I love cats. I had to put that in there for this podcast.
Oh my gosh, like that's hilarious. I love that. I have not met anyone who said I'm going to launch my business on the day of, my old cat. Was it its birthday or something, or was it like
its birthday? Yeah.
Okay, you're definitely the first of someone who's done that, which is great. There's a first for everything. So we'll get into like the research and, the details of launching it later on in the podcast and stuff. So I just want to know, in your business right now, are you just a one-woman band doing everything, or do you have employees now? Like what's the background behind the scenes, basically?
I am still the only one doing everything. But for the photos on Instagram, I get help from local makeup artists, and the photographer I always have on board. We always do like a collaboration every time, like different makeup artists and photographers. And sometimes when I first launched the product, I gave palettes as gifts to well-known makeup artists here, and they just did their own thing with their own photographers. So it was like a ripple effect. I didn't think that would happen, but it did.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So what kind of like response, I mean, this is obviously you'll be doing everything, but what kind of like responsibilities that you've done as a one woman band? So you probably did the marketing, the promotion, the research.
Yes.
So I want to know all of that, of like, what are your responsibilities as the owners? I guess you can say CEO because you basically own it. But yeah,
Yeah.
what's that journey like?
That's wild. Yeah, but it's very surreal. I mean, it started off as a fun idea. I was working, I was interning at this salon here called,
Hmm.
it's called Nada Salon. And then one day my boss, she brought in a lot of makeup palettes to the makeup room. And one of the palettes caught my eye, and it was the Urban Decay Beached palette. And
Yeah.
yeah, and it had like lots of blues, sandy colors, ocean colors, tree color, like everything beachy in it. And I was like, wow, that looks like Maldives. I need to do something like that.
So I
And
guess
because then, yeah,
yeah. So
that
so
was,
was do you
yeah.
think yeah? So do you think that was like the reason why you launched your own makeup line? Like what was that the thing that inspired you?
Yes, that was definitely the
Oh.
thing that inspired me. That was because there wasn't anything like that here. No makeup, there wasn't any makeup brands here or eyeshadow palettes for that matter. So I just thought that's a pretty cool idea to, sell at tourist shops. And yeah, then I went into the research, looked into how brands like Huda Beauty and indie brands like Beauty Bakery started off.
Hmm.
Just went into researching different suppliers. I contacted a supplier in Canada, Singapore, and the UK too. And then they sent me samples and I tested them out. But eventually I settled on the one in Singapore. And yeah, it's a long process. It took months to test out all the products.
Oh
And then
my
I
God.
yeah, this was in 2019, like end of 2019 and early 2020 when I was testing products. So for every product, that kind of research goes into that. But so far we have
Wow.
two products, but still, it's the same process.
What would you explain like the why of why you started this business? I mean, we know that you were inspired by Urban Decay
Yes.
palette, but was there a why to you, like personally? Was there like a personal goal for you as to reason why you started this business?
Yeah, because a lot of eyeshadow palettes, a lot of eyeshadow shades, and from many makeup brands, they don't really show up on my skin tone. And probably like South Asian skin tone or dark skin tone in general, it just doesn't, it's not pigmented enough and it doesn't last as long. And I wanted to make sure that this palette was that it actually showed up on our skin and it lasted long. And I think I managed to achieve that with this one.
So
Yeah.
there was probably like a lot of ingredient research that you had to do just to get that perfect palette that is
Yes.
pigmented enough for
Yes.
darker skin tones or tan skin tones
Yeah.
and all that. So what kind of the things that you've learned? Is there like a specific ingredient that you would suggest to like, you know, our Asian skin tones, which is slightly darker and tan? Like what are
Yeah.
some of the things that you've learned about makeup ingredients that would work best for our skin tone, basically?
I just researched similar brand like Huda Beauty and then Fenty and then Colourpop. I love Colourpop because they're very pigmented. So I just kind of looked at their ingredient lists and see what the common denominator is and made sure my suppliers, the factories knew that this is what I wanted.
So I'm guessing that like the UK one probably didn't work out very well.
No, it didn't. So no, I settled on the Singapore one because I
Oh,
guess the Asian factory would definitely hit all the targets because we're Asian too.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
So how, so now that you've like, let's say, you've done the samples and you've chosen Singapore to be your supplier, how
Yes.
did it cost a lot to buy all the ingredients? Was the sample free or like how, because you got to make loads of these palettes, right?
Yeah. The samples they sent me, they were about $100 because it was just the samples, right? And then, but the actual cost of manufacturing and then shipping and custom clearance, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. That's why I've only released two products, one every year so far, because I have to save up and then come up with the next product and then save up and do the right. But maybe who knows? One day it'll become my main income. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully that. I mean, I think that's
Hopefully.
I think that's
Yeah.
everyone's dream.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, so you said that like I guess you can say that is your USP, your unique selling market about your
Yes.
makeup brand is because there's makeup brands out there who are just not made for our skin tones, and yours is.
Yeah.
Um, are there any other USPs that, you're trying to, push out as well? Or is it just like, the skin tones and making it pigmented? But is there anything else that you're like, you know what, I've noticed this about other brands and they're not doing it and I
Yeah.
want to be the first. So is there any like other USPs that you want to target?
Yeah. Also the eyeshadow palette, it's waterproof. So so there's that too. Yeah,
Oh,
it's waterproof. You can actually go underwater with it and it stays on.
really? I really did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, yeah, so that's also one thing I want to keep consistent with my products. Because
Yeah,
Maldives,
okay.
when you think of Maldives, you think of water, right? And then
Yeah,
the sea. So
yeah.
it makes sense that this eyeshadow palette should be waterproof.
Okay. So have you ever
Yeah,
tested it out? You've worn your makeup and you've gone underwater.
I have. Yeah, and
Okay.
it stays on. I
Really?
have,
So it looks
yeah.
exactly how, so people can go, what about like swimming pools? Because they have chlorine in it. Would that work as well?
Oh, I haven't really tested out chlorine, but that might affect how long it stays on your eyelids. I don't know. We,
Okay.
so yeah, that's something I need to test out. But salt water for sure, you can.
So I'm going to talk about when you first launched, the day that you launched your makeup brand.
Yes.
How did you deal with it launching?
Whoa.
Because when I I launched mine, I
Yeah.
kind of kept it to myself. I'm a one woman band as well, and
Yeah.
just I didn't have anyone to share it with when I launched it, so I was very much just celebrating by myself when I launched it, and like
Yeah.
so many emotions were going through my head and like my heart and
Com-
everything. So I
yeah.
want to know, how was launch day for you?
I completely understand. I was so nervous. But before launch day, as I said before, I sent a bunch of palettes to makeup artists here, and then on launch day, they all started posting on their story the palettes, and just the followers kept increasing. Like I didn't think it would skyrocket like that in one day, but it did. And it was very overwhelming, but also very exciting.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
imagine. I can
yeah, that was
imagine.
that. Yeah, that was that was a good day though. That
Yeah, I
changed my
can
life. That day
absolutely.
was like the turning point. Probably that was a good day.
Oh wow. So ever since you launched, how has like sales been for you?
It's been going great because
Yeah.
right now I have at the start, I got orders every day, like for the whole month. A, a lot of orders, and it's still going steady. I Right now my palettes are in this available in this shop called Island Bazaar that have all the local brands there. They sell just local products there, so it's there now. But I'm hoping to open my own website soon and have international shipping available so it can reach more people.
Wow, that's really,
Yeah,
really cool. That's really cool, actually. I think that was like for me, like sales when I first just launched, I didn't have that many sales coming in. I had like very
yeah,
small sales coming in. So it's not as like steady at the
yeah,
moment. But I'm hoping it will grow where I can have like one order a day or something, just like yours.
yeah.
But that's really great to know. That's like I was like,
That,
yes, you should
even
get orders.
even that was very overwhelming, but also very good though.
Oh gosh. So was it a lot of work having to get orders every single
Yes.
day? Really?
Yes, because for every order you have to send an invoice and then get the address, and I do delivery myself.
As in,
Yeah.
like, you go in your car and you just deliver it one by one?
Yes. That's what I did for the first 2 months. That's all I did. But it kept me busy, but it's a good experience. But now the delivery part's been made a bit easier because they're available in the shop Island Bazaar, and then they do the deliveries, or people go to the store and buy it. But at the start, I did all the deliveries too.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, I guess like in the Maldives, it's an island. I mean, the UK is
Yeah, it's
also an
quite small.
island as well. But
Yeah.
the UK is huge, so I can't imagine just going delivering my my own
Yeah.
parcels without using the Royal Mail or Hermes
Yeah.
or whoever. So I was just like, wow, yeah,
Well,
no, I can imagine.
the capital city of Male, it's quite small. So
Mm,
everyone kind of knows everyone. It's like a small island. So that wasn't that hard just going to deliver because
mm.
all the houses are very close by to each other.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool. So, are you doing this like, is this a side hustle, this makeup brand, or is it your full-time thing? Because it sounds like it could be a full-time thing very, very soon.
Yeah, it could be. I hope it becomes my full-time thing, but this is my side hustle for now because right now I work, like I said before, I work at the airport, but that's also part-time. This is also part-time. So both of those together kind of makes my income.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you kind of just have like a balance in a way.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Do you think, yeah, I don't think you would have been able to, I think it would have been really, really hard to juggle if you were working full time at the airport
Yeah.
and then doing this on the side. That will be,
Yes, that would not, I don't think I would do either as well as I do now. So
yeah.
it's definitely good to have a balance. Because it gives
Okay.
me time to work on the side hustle, have doing part-time work.
So how do you like figure out what part of your makeup brand that you need to work on? Do you schedule like a day where you only do marketing and then the next day you do like, I don't know, making or contacting suppliers and then the next day like do you split it?
It depends on where. If I'm making a new product, then yes, I would spend time speaking with the suppliers. But usually, it's every day, every night. It's marketing,
Okay, yeah. I
marketing,
definitely
and
feel that.
yeah, but every night it's definitely marketing, and then contacting the photographer and different makeup artists to come up to do a shoot every week because that's the content part of the the whole thing. You have to keep the content coming you have to be consistent.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
So your social media, your pictures are absolutely beautiful and they are professional and I love them. The models look
Thank
amazing and
you.
so does your makeup on them as well. So when it comes to like these photo shoots and these professional pictures,
Yeah.
do you organize everything? Or are you the one that decides like this is the location, this is how it's gonna look, or like do you lead it? Or
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
really
Yes, it's me. And the photographer, I've known her for, but my collaborators, they make it easy for me because I've known the photographer Le Jazz Photography on Instagram, who's done all the shots, most of the shots for Komas. I've known her for 10 years, and I trust. I really trust her. I trust her process, and she knows exactly what I want for the pictures, so it's quite easy to work with her. And then as for the makeup, I get different makeup artists at different times to do the makeup for different shoots. So it depends on what concept I'm going for and what makeup artist would suit this concept.
okay.
But other than that, yeah, I design all that. I come up with the shoots and the locations and how it's supposed to look like.
Wow, that is insane. Oh my gosh. So, do you have like stacks of your makeup palettes somewhere stored in? Do you have like
Yeah.
millions of them? Because I mean, you gotta like restock them at some point, and that means
Yeah.
going back to suppliers.
Yeah. No, I do have them. They're all stored in my room. all of them, they're all in my room, and I use them when an order comes or when Island Bazaar needs new stocks. I give it to them.
Okay. That's okay. That's quite a good process to have one. But I feel like that's very common for like small business owners. They
Yeah,
have their products in their room.
in their room. Yep.
It's very much such a common thing. I thought like,
Yeah.
I would, it wouldn't take up that much space and things like that. But no, it's
Yeah.
like it's
It,
taken up space.
it's taken up space for sure.
For sure. It's taken up space. Um
But it's a good
so
starting point. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
really is. It is such a good starting point. It's I mean, it's just for me, for my business, it's just a small corner of my room, which is just
yeah,
there. So I pretty keep it into like a little wardrobe. But I have a feeling I'm gonna need way more space pretty soon.
yeah.
So I'm hoping that like as I grow bigger, I will, I don't know, get like a little storage in London somewhere just to keep
That
it
would be
safe.
cool. Yeah,
That
that's
would be,
definitely
yeah,
ideal. That would be ideal. Just
that
having a
would,
little storage, yeah,
yeah.
for all my.
Just Yeah, I just need like a little warehouse basically, so to keep it all
Yeah,
together. Okay, so with your social media, how do you actually grow your social media following and increase engagement or keep people engaged? Like, do you have a marketing tool that you use? What is your strategy? Do you use influencers? What are
yeah,
some things that you're doing that's going to grow your social media following?
yeah. I do have a marketing strategy, but like I said at the start, during the first day I launched. Before that, I gave it to makeup artists with a lot of following in Maldives, and so when they posted on the day I launched the product, that's what skyrocketed the followers because all the makeup artists they were posting the product and they have very huge followings and they're Maldivian too. And so I got my audience on the first day. And right now I want to branch out to international audiences. So I just follow and engage with similar creators and post constantly. And I do have plans to send PR packages once because I am working on a new product. So once that gets once that gets finished, I want to send all three products to different influencers. So that's gonna happen very soon.
Oh, wow. So would you say like that is the most successful strategy you've done when it comes to like increasing your sales and your conversions? Do you use
Yes.
any other strategy besides using like basically influencers, makeup artists, and planning to use PR packages? Are there any others where there are, other advice that you think that would be a great successful marketing strategy for increasing your sales? Because there are some of us that, I mean, I can't afford to pay influencers.
I mean, no, you can just send your product to the influencers. You don't have to pay them. Some influencers they are PR friendly. That means that they're willing to get stuff for free just to post them because they're just like using makeup. Isn't
Yeah,
it like
there
that?
are
Yeah,
some. Yeah, I
yeah.
think those
That's
those are
what
quite like I feel like in London that would be more of like the more micro
smaller.
influencers.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
yeah.
approach the
I know what you
big
mean.
ones,
Big ones
yeah,
that you have to pay for sure.
yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
another way is to. I mean, I have Facebook. I have a Facebook page for my business too, and I make use of the ad tools there, and I make sure that I target my audience, like specifically my audience, and usually because Facebook it's got like what 6 million, 60 million or something users, so when someone shares the ad or comments on that, it just pops up on another person's feed and it just goes on like that and grows like that.
What would you say is your most popular or most successful social media platform that's working for you?
Instagram for sure.
Instagram. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. For me, it's TikTok. It's really
TikTok.
weird.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
it's
want to get into TikTok too, just to show the process of the shoots and stuff. So
it's
hopefully soon.
it's really good. Like it's
Yeah.
I wanted to use TikTok. Like I wanted TikTok to be one of my most successful ones anyway, and it is. It is the
Yeah.
best one so far. But I actually want to use Instagram as well to be the second runner-up.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's all of that. So you would recommend like social media ads? Have you ever done like Instagram
Yes.
ads,
I
stuff like
have
that?
done Instagram ads. When I launch a new product or if there's a giveaway going on, I make sure that's boosted so more people can join or more people can see. And once they see the ad, they would usually go on the page. And if they like what they see, they'll follow.
Okay, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's really good. Because I've been told by so many people I need to do like ads and
You should.
Instagram and
Yeah.
Facebook ads. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really do.
It does
Thing
work and it's worth it.
Yeah. If the thing is, it's like I don't know how much I should be spending or how long it should be. And my
Yeah.
target audience, like mine is kind of a bit too broad in general, which is probably why it's so hard to target at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a learning process and a learning curve for me.
It
But that's
is.
definitely
Yeah, but it does make a very big difference.
Um, I mean, you said that you've already done collaborations with makeup artists and
Yes.
photographers and everything. Do you have an idea of who you want to collaborate with next?
Just more local models and local makeup artists. But I do want to, like I said, I do want to send PR packages to bigger influencers and hopefully get them to collaborate.
Oh, I
To
love that.
yeah, yeah, that's the next step because I haven't done that yet. Send it to people abroad, influencers abroad, because I feel like that would really help. That would give Komas a lot of exposure.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely would.
Even
Do you
one or
have
two big influencers, I feel like that could like skyrocket again.
so what is your first country to target when you do make this international? Is it the UK or would you want to target US, Canada, Australia?
The UK for sure, just because I lived there before.
Yeah.
The UK, but I do want to target other South Asian countries like Sri Lanka, India, like Bangladesh, Nepal, because it's for South Asian skin tone mostly, like darker skin tones, and I do want to target. I follow a lot of Caribbean influences because I feel like the colors would look amazing on them.
No, that's really
Yeah,
good. That is really, really
yeah,
good. And I think it makes sense as well because as like with darker skin tones, it's like more
yeah.
for Asians and people in
Yeah,
Caribbean.
I do want to
So
target the Asian market first, South Asian or
yeah,
Southeast Asian to and like mainland Asia, everything, and then
yeah,
branch out from there.
yeah. Have you started on like any research on which country to start first, or is it like Sri Lanka,
Sri
Nepal,
Lanka,
Sri Lanka?
Sri
Okay,
Lanka
yes,
first, yeah,
yes,
because it's
100%.
100% Sri Lanka because it's right next to us, and
Oh, okay.
I know a few influencers there already. So and photographers there too. So I feel like they could help with the marketing over there.
So, how do you actually meet all of these influencers and photographers? Because you probably have to have like some sort of network or connections. But how did you actually
Yes.
meet them in the first place to be like doing business with them?
It just starts with the DM, and and then I follow a lot of makeup artists, and I've been following them for a while. And then when it comes to most of them they're willing to collaborate because it helps their page grow too. So I just approach them and I just send them a message with the concept and the photographer's name and if they're willing to collaborate. And then I contact them. Oh yeah, the models too. And I feel like because Komas is probably well, it is the first makeup brand here. They're very willing to collaborate, and it's fun. It's a fun experience for all of us.
Yeah. Wow,
It
that's
helps.
really
Yeah,
cool.
we help each other grow. So that's like a great part of collaborating with local artists here. Everyone benefits from it.
What is the most rewarding thing about starting a small business?
I would. It's definitely that meeting like-minded people and managing your own time and doing things in your own pace for sure. And just being in a community where everyone's just willing to help each other, and everyone's just so creative. Like I admire all my collaborators. They are so good at what they do. All of them. They're just amazing what they do. And I'm just glad that they even they're even willing to collaborate with Komas. So it's very nice to see. And I made new friends through this too. So yeah, it's just a very great community.
Do you like, are you part of like any, I don't know, small business community page on Facebook, like where they have like a page of just small businesses and they meet and they collaborate? Are you joined to any of them and then you meet them, or do you just DM them on Instagram?
I just DM them on Instagram. I'm not on any page. I haven't joined any Facebook or Instagram small business pages, but I just send local artists a message on Instagram and ask them if they want to collaborate. And because it's such a small community here, everyone just kind of knows of everyone. So it's quite, I don't want to say easy, but it's more accessible to reach out to artists here.
So what is the most challenging thing about starting a small business? Like, what's the most difficult part that you've experienced?
Ooh, I would say it's like constantly making content, but coming up with new ideas every week or every other week, and hoping that the audience will like this idea, that like this concept, and coming up with new product ideas too. And it's just that it's always in the back of your mind, is this going to be as successful as the first one, or is this going to flop like that? So I would say for me, consistently making content is probably the hardest part.
Would you say like, I wouldn't say motivation, but like, what do you do on days where you don't feel like working on your small business and you kind of just like, you get guilty for not working on it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So like, what do you do in that situation? Because I think a lot of small businesses get burnt out pretty quickly because they're doing
very
everything.
Yeah, I just make sure I take the day off. Well, from small business at least, and then rest. Just don't do anything on the small business and just rest the whole day. And for me, by the next day, I feel fine and I can start brainstorming creative ideas. Or at least start to, maybe not in a big scale, but it's something. Every other day. Yeah.
Okay. I want to know, what lessons have you learned from starting your small business?
Ooh, patience. Patience for sure. And I guess I'm more immune to critics. I get when it first started off, there's always going to be people who don't like what you're doing or things. And at the start, it did bother me, but now I don't really get bad reviews or anything. But if there is that one person who's like, "Oh, what is she doing?" It doesn't really affect me. And then it's definitely, again, to be consistent, but just sticking to a routine, it's made it easier. Sticking to the small business routine made it easy. It's kind of translated over to my real life too, that I'm more consistent with doing other stuff too. So it's overall a good, it's a good experience to have. Good experience for life.
What would you say to people who, to say that, like, if someone was to come over to you and just say like, "Oh, you're overpricing these makeup products," like,
I would do. I just say, I mean, it took I mean, it was pricey for me to make them.
Yeah.
So it was pricey for me to make them. It was pricey for me to ship them in. And compared to the price I paid for the products to be made and being shipped here, I feel like the retail price is very, very reasonable.
So my next question that I want to ask you, what are some of the things that you would say to like budding small business owners who are looking to start? They haven't started yet, but they're looking to start. Is there any advice that you would pass to them?
I would say just start. Do something little every day, even if it's something you don't think that would make a big impact on the whole big picture. Right then, it will pay up to the final product. Because when I first started, I just started with the names, the shade names. That's it. The day one was just shade names, and then I left it for probably a month before I got back to it again, just thinking, how am I supposed to do this? And then I went to research, and then from that you yourself get motivated, and then you just build up from there. But definitely just start.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
something. Just do something
Yeah.
little,
I
and
definitely
learn
feel you.
and definitely put up boundaries with like events and stuff. Learn to say no. That's something I worked on. Then it's definitely easier now to say no to stuff that I can't do and can do.
But
Oh,
yeah, that is all the questions that I have for you. First off, thank you
yeah.
so much for featuring on my podcast.
Thank you for asking me to be featured on your podcast.
No,
I really appreciate it.
no problem. Like, it was just so much fun having to talk to you about your
Yeah.
business and everything. It was very useful for me as well. So this was like a
Yeah.
double win.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think all of your advice and everything that you said was really, really helpful to people, to business owners listening, I hope. And yeah, they've taken away something from this. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very grateful for this. And
I hope so.
thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you
Yeah.
too. Have a great day.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone at home listening to this podcast or watching this video. I hope you've taken something very useful, and good luck on all the small business owners out there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next podcast. And I wish you the best of luck, everyone. And yeah, take care. Bye.